So it's the time for the weekly reading. And I have written down some events which have happened, and then I'm going to do the readings on these events. So the first was, there was this roller coaster which got stuck in midair, and people were hanging upside down. So I just wanted to know what exactly happened. So let's just see if Tarot has any insight to give us about this roller coaster getting stuck midair upside down. So I'm just going. So when I do spreads, sometimes I'm reading the card, sometimes I'm reading the spread, and sometimes I'm just reading the position. So right now in this reading, I'm going to ask is a card. I'm going to ask, or I'm going to read is the card, which card or what position I get the card on, and let us see what is the answer. So one, it is next to rare event that this has happened. Second is maybe we can ask if this was a technical glitch. Third, was it some human error? Or three, something happened because of the people who were in that carriage and they did something or they moved in some way. So let us just see, or something else. Let's see what tarot has to say. This is a very rare event. There was a technical glitch. It was some human error. Something happened because of people who were in that carriage, and tarot can't tell really what exactly happened there. So the answer I'm getting is, oh my god, I'm getting the answer as it was some error of human hand. Somebody made some error while running this you know roller coaster. So this is how the guidance is. Luckily all of them are okay and there is nothing to worry about. But it's so scary because I have done roller coaster, and to get stuck upside down is just scary every bit. Very, very scary. Now, there is now in India, there is this woman, lady, a very, very well spoken, good looking, and overall such a nice personality. And she's from Pakistan. Her name is Seema Haider. She's come and to India with her 4 children, and to stay with this person she used to play a video game with, and now they are husband and wife, or he's accepted her as his wife or as a partner. So because she's a Hindu, and India is mostly a Hindu nation, I personally believe India should let her stay in India. Because as a Hindu, I feel she feels at home when she comes here, even though she may have been born and raised in Pakistan. Having said that, let us ask Tarot, in the higher good, should Seema Haider be sent back to Pakistan, or should she stay in India? So I'm just going to take two cards out. In higher good, what should happen? She should be sent back to Pakistan. She should get to stay in India, or they should let her stay in India. She should be sent back to Pakistan. Oh, in the long term, I'm getting the answer as in her higher good. She should be allowed to stay in India. So, India should not send her back. And I was already very impressed with her, and I like the fact that, she wants to be here. Also, you know, Pakistan is just such a tormenting, violent country. Nobody wants to live there. It's a different matter that Seema Haider happens to be a Hindu and she wants to come to India and she wants to be with this, uh, her gaming app friend, and then who became a boyfriend, and now she calls him her husband. It's a different thing that she's a Hindu and she found and she a Hindu and she's come to India. But even if she were not, Pakistan needs to fix a lot of things as a country. The way you run affairs, nobody wants to live in Pakistan. So, in our higher good, I'm getting the answer Seema Haider should be allowed to stay in India. Now, because I had this question about IMF, the International Monetary Authority. IMF approves $3 billion bailout for Pakistan. One, when you bail out a country which is so torn between coups and terrorism and non-stop extremism and fighting, I don't think you're helping anybody. you know if a country is decided that no matter how much you help them, they will continue with their terrorism and violent nonsense and end up as destitute every time, standing with the begging bowl asking for a bailout. I'm not sure if IMF or any authority should be bailing them out or not. Having said that, I just want to know that if this bailout that IMF approves $3 billion bailout for Pakistan, is it really going to help Pakistan, or they are going to end up as again with some destitute state asking for more money, because they don't seem to learn anything, they're not building anything, they're forever doing terrorism. They've destroyed Afghanistan, they're always infiltrating or trying to damage India. Their own country is in shambles. I don't think anybody should be helping Pakistan. You can rot and die your way. But anyhow, so I'm going to ask this question: if IMF approves $3 billion bailout for Pakistan, if it is truly going to help, or Pakistan is going to end up as a destitute nation again and keep asking for money. So let us see. Cards are really looking bad. Oh, it's going to help them out. They will truly try to work their situation up and improve. Thankfully, otherwise it's like you are putting bad money after some more bad money and bad policies. So, see, I don't have anything against people of Pakistan, but I think, if you're forever just up to something bad, where you're just damaging your neighbors, forever working on terrorism and coups and this and that, and your people are so unhappy and forever poor, everybody gets fed up if you truly need any money and if your intention of asking for money is any good. Cards are telling me that this 3 billion bailout is going to go for some good purpose, and they are going to work around building the nation in some way. So looks like a good bailout, because Pakistan is going to work towards improving itself. The next I'm asking is about the Wimbledon. So there is Wimbledon coming up in 2020. The Wimbledon Cup is coming up 2023. and there are these four semi-finalists. Let us see who's most likely to win the cup. See, here I want to say tarot is very, very accurate, but you should also have your own reason to move ahead with whatever is the tarot guidance. So, when I do these tarot predictions, the reason why I talk about this here is because I'm doing a lot of predictions today. The reason I talk about this is one, the very first rule about tarot is if you are very clear in your mind about something that you want to do it, then there's no point of asking tarot. Go ahead and do it. Second, if you're very clear in your head that you want to do it, but you're not okay if the outcome is a little bit, not in your favor, or you're scared, or you feel that the loss or the stakes are too high, and therefore you should do tarot, then you totally should. Third is, tarot, even though it is very, very accurate, the way I run my life, if I had to take some decisions and I'm not sure about something, I will ask tarot, and I have a lot of clients come to me. So, tarot can be very, very accurate. But, you should always remember, no matter how accurate something is, your reason to move ahead or to switch a certain option or move in a certain way should not entirely be a bet on what tarot is saying. You should have a very good rhyme and reason to move in a certain direction or take a certain option. Having said that, it's also okay to completely believe tarot and then move forward. Yeah. And I have written an article about tarot of how sometimes tarot can tell you a lie for your higher good. So, so let's see what tarot has to say about the Wimbledon winner. Who will win or lift the cup, this time? Is it Carlos Alcaraz, Daniel, then Novak, or Janik? I don't follow tennis, but because I do predictions and this is a world news or event, I want to do a prediction on it. So let us see who has the most likelihood of winning the Wimbledon. Is it Carlos, Daniel, Novak, Janik? The answer is on Carlos Alcaraz. So that's the answer from tarot. Now let us see. There is a last question that I'm asking about this India sending a rocket to the moon. You know, I will be talking about how the Indian administrator has got it very, very wrong in lot of policies, and one of the most or worst decisions any Indian administrator could have taken is to keep flying the rockets to the moon. One, it's a very, very expensive affair. To fly the rocket to the moon is like 50,000 crore, 55,000 crore, and that just a figure they mentioned some 4 5 years back. I won't be surprised if that figure of expense has doubled. And it is a cost to the GDP. It is the cost to what every poor person will not receive, what every flood affected person will not receive in a compensation because the money is gone to fly that rocket. So sometimes I don't know where is the administrator's brain. And last time when India flew the rocket to the moon, it crash landed, which means we didn't even land on the moon. The plane just crashed on the moon. And as a third world country, we can't afford to, fly rockets to the moon. And that too, we don't land it. If you first land it, then maybe you're headed somewhere. You don't even know how to land it. You don't even have your equation right. Anyhow, so I will be speaking about it. So I have another channel called Purple on Art. and I speak about a lot of issues there, and how life is just very difficult to live in India in a lot of ways. And you can subscribe and listen to those videos as well. So I'm just going to do this reading and ask how will be this Chandrayaan 3, which is the 3 is nothing but the third attempt to fly the rocket to the moon and make it land in some way. How is it going to be? It's going to be very, very bad. It's going to be just okay, or we are definitely going to land on the moon, or it's going to be success this time. Let us see. Oh, we are going to do very well. It looks like the rocket will definitely land on the moon. So, it will be a celebration in some way because it will be very successful. I'm seeing it being very, very successful. Or we may do better than the last time's crash landing. Maybe it crash landed last time at a certain point. Maybe we'll go further ahead and then crash land. It could be anything, but we will do way better than the last time. That's what I'm getting. Almost it's telling me the project will be successful. But India as a third world country cannot and should not be flying rockets to the moon. As a third world poor country, we don't have the money, and it's almost like you're stealing from the poor, slapping the poor, and not just the poor, even the middle class, and then you're doing as you please. Anyhow, so these were the predictions, for the world news and events. At any point, if you've got offended with my wordings or what I say, it's nothing personal, It's just how I see events, and then I have my personal views which I share. Otherwise, it's nothing personal and you shouldn't be getting offended. If you would like some readings from me, I do personal readings as well. So there is a PayPal on which you can make payment to me in dollars or in pounds or euro, and it comes to me through PayPal, and you can ask me your questions and I will send you the reading across. And there's an email that I have mentioned. And then if you would like to ask me questions, if you are in India, you can't make a payment to me on PayPal because I'm also in India. So in India, if you want the questions to be answered, you should send me your questions and I will share the Google Pay number on which you should make a payment, and then we move ahead from there and I respond to you. All readings will be sent to you in 3 days time, so you can just send across your queries or questions that you have.